What's going on, everybody? Today I ran across a textbook example of after hours price manipulation. So I wanted to do a quick video and just kind of show you guys, what it looks like. GNVC is the stock, and it's 1/9/2017, and you can see that the thing has run crazy. Last couple of days, it's jumped up. It was around 365 a few days ago, and it's jumped to almost 100, basically about 100%, and it went as high as 870 after hours today. There's no news to justify this at all, which is obviously one big red flag. And the float, it's a real low float. I think it's about 1.5 million according to ShortSqueeze.com, which is super super low. So that's always going to be a big target because a float that low, the stock can move very quickly on not a lot of volume. And you can see that the thing had jumped up about 35% today, and then it kind of consolidated. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the thing just starts to explode, and ends up jumping like 70%, I believe, up into this 9 area for just no reason whatsoever. So it's pretty obvious that what's going on here is that somebody squeezed it, tried to squeeze the shorts. The short percentage of float wasn't that big, so it wasn't like it was really easily squeezable. But somebody after hours was manipulating this thing up with very light volume. You can see, a few thousand shares, 800 shares, 100, 500. Just real light volume, but it jumps from $5 to $9. Just crazy move. And a lot of times, what will happen here is that bulls, they see this big move. They see it's up 40% right now, so they assume, well, oh, it's up this big. It must be going much higher, just because they see it's up 40%. The problem is that when a stock moves at this kind of level after hours, a lot of times there's going to be a big correction because whoever it is that's doing this probably was loading shorts up here at the top, and now they are going to have a big interest in pushing the stock down the same way they moved it up. So you can see it just as fast as it ran up, it came down pretty big as well on light volume. So, and if you look at the historical chart on it, I was checking out the 1-year chart. There's some pretty good resistance in this area right here. This is 850 to 9 area. So the stock jumped all the way to almost $9 a share. Where it was over a year ago, in just seconds. So it's a fishy move, and like I said, everybody just will kind of assume, well, this is going to have to go higher. These other bio stocks have just kept going up, so this must do the same, and that's how they suck you in. That's how they get you to. What they do is they're selling their shorts to the buyers that are chasing. So you're chasing it long, really high, and they're selling their shorts to you, and so you're making it possible for them to get this thing short real high, and then they make money on the way down. And now they'll probably most likely beat it down, and it's at 710 here, but you can see it corrected pretty big, and it's most likely going to drop. So my price target on this is about $5. I think it's going to come down pretty good. I think just as fast as it went up on that low float after hours, it's going to come back down. Like I said, again, there's no news whatsoever. You look at the history, you can see a lot of reverse stock splits. So they're diluting investors, they're running up the stock, and then they're diluting investors with the reverse splits, which is a terrible sign for anyone who's has a stake in the company. And there's a good chance that something could possible, like an offering or something, could potentially come. There's a reason why this thing is running up, and there's a good chance that they need cash. If you take a look at a couple things real quick, their revenue is pretty ridiculously low. It's only the quarter September 30th, 2006. They're only 173,000 in revenue, and you can see that they have losses. Nothing but losses, basically. Net loss, 1.2 million, 1.5 on revenues of 173,000. So it's and yeah, with biotechs, of course, that's oftentimes the case until they, get a drug approved and get it into commercialization and start making money with it. But in this case, there's just nothing like that. There's no reason for this to be making the move. And if you look at, just real quick, if you check out the street, I just real quick typed in GNVC rating, and this comes up, and the street has it as a sell, an E plus, which is yeah, even worse than a D minus. I mean, an E plus. Uh, you know, so look, it's looking to me like the company is really nothing special with the company, and this is probably nothing but price manipulation after hours, and then somebody's shorting it, and they're probably going to try to make money on the downside and probably beat it down tomorrow to maybe the $5 area or something along those lines. Yes, some people will say the biosector's been hot and all that. Yeah, but it can't last forever. The biosector, it's going to have to correct at some point soon. And like I said, the move was so big after hours that it's just it's got to come down some. So that's my take on it. Let me know if you have any questions. bprising1 at gmail.com. And I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see you in the next video.